stumble through your days. Got your head hung low, your sky's a shade of gray, like a zombie in a maze. You're asleep inside, but you can't shake awake, 'cause you're just a dead man walking, thinking that's your only option. But you can flip the switch and brighten up your darkness. Sun is up and the colors blinding. Take a world and redefine it. Leave behind your narrow mind. You'll never be the same. Come alive, come alive. Go and light your light. Let it burn so bright. Reaching up to the sky, and it's open wide. You're electrified. The world becomes a fantasy, and you're more than you could ever be. So dreaming with your eyes wide open, and you know you can't go back again to the world that you were living in, 'cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. So come alive. I see it in your eyes. You believe that lie, that you need to hide your face, afraid to step outside. So you lock the door, but don't you stay that way. We're living in those shadows. You and me, we know how that goes. 'Cause once you see it, oh, you'll never, never be the same. Little bit of lightning striking, bottled up to keep on shining. You can prove there's more to you. You cannot be afraid. Come alive, come alive. Go and light your light. Let it burn so bright, reaching up to the sky, and it's open wide. You're electrified. The world becomes a fantasy, and you're more than you can ever be, 'cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. And we know we can't go back again to the world that we were living in, 'cause we're dreaming with our eyes wide open. So come alive. Come on, come on, come in, come on. To anyone who's bursting with a dream, come on, you hear the call. To anyone who's searching for a way to break free. The world becomes a fantasy, and you're more than you could ever be, 'cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. And we know we can't go back again to the world that we were living in, 'cause we're dreaming with our eyes wide open. And the world becomes a fantasy, and you're more than you could ever be, 'cause we're dreaming with your eyes wide open. And we know we can't go back again to the world that we were living in, 'cause we're dreaming with our eyes wide open. 'Cause we're dreaming with our eyes wide open. So come alive.
The off-Broadway musical Smoke on the Mountain is set at a gospel singing on a Saturday night in the Smoky Mountains of North Carolina, 1938. The Sanders family, a singing family, they've been out of the game for 5 years, but now they're back in, singing the gospel, spreading the word. The parents of the family asked their beloved teenage daughter, Denise, to share a story from her life, but what she shares, they certainly didn't expect.
Have y'all ever been to a movie house? Well, I have 6 times, with my mama and daddy's permission, of course. And it has changed my life. Sitting in the dark, watching those picture stars fall in love while wearing them beautiful evening gowns. Oh, did y'all see The Three Comrades? When Margaret Sullivan died that terrible death in that long, shiny gown? Well, I had to go to bed for 2 days. I read about it in the Asheville Citizen. This man, Mr. Selznick, says he's looking for a new girl. The best girl will play the part. Willy-nilly! And I just know he's talking about me. Well, they're searching high and low for Scarlett, and while I'm sitting right outside Siler City. The paper says he'll be in Charlotte on Friday the 14th. Valentine's Day. They're looking for a new girl, young and charged with electricity. So I sneak me a tablecloth and fashion myself a Hollywood dress, Snow White with a red felt tartare for the day. So I sneak off and buy the bus ticket, and I sit in the chicken house and practice. Fiddle-dee-dee! Fiddle-dee-dee. Fiddle-dee-dee! Anyway, when Valentine's came, I was up at the crack. And when I got to the bus stop, I saw before me, there before me, standing every girl from my community. The bus pulled up, and while we filed on, there were 10 or 15 girls from Foggy Mountain already. Every stop, more girls pile on, and we pull into Charlotte, not speaking a word. They march us in, 10 to a row. Mr. Selznick is sitting at his desk with his hands held up to his face like this. 2 little men sit on either side of him and whisper things in his ear. Y'all know, like that Last Supper picture. Mr. Selznick looks up and down the line and he says, "You, little girl with the heart, you stay." He says I am delightful, that if he didn't know any better, he'd swear I was a rocket. I didn't even know what a rocket was back then. He says, I'll be in touch, and then he winked at me. On the bus home, everybody's crying, but me, I'll be in touch. Oh, he's gonna write me. I could be the new girl. I'd be perfect as Scarlet. And while I find me a pack of violet candy in June's purse, and I eat the whole thing in celebration. But you see, today marks 4 months, and Mr. Selznick hasn't been in touch. I'm pretty sure I ain't gonna be Scarlet. The paper says they gave the part to Paulette Goddard. She'll be good. You know, I am terribly sorry for not honoring my mother and father and sneaking away on that bus, and for snatching my sister's hard-gotten belonging and eating what was in it. You know, I'm a nice girl from a nice family that wraps me in a sheet of love every day. Oh, and I do believe a girl shouldn't have to see Walt Disney movies only. Although I did see Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, and it was so good, I'll never get over it.
Waitress is a musical about Jenna, a waitress and an expert pie maker, and her aspirations include moving away from her small town and finding a better life. Her friend and co-waitress, Dawn, has aspirations of her own, but hers are about love. In our piece, we see the doubts that she has about the dating game and how conflicted she is about inviting another person into her life. She knows what she wants, but she wonders if she'll find someone who thinks like she does.
Stick with real things, usually facts and figures. When information's in its place, I minimize the guessing game. Guess what? I don't like guessing games or when I feel things before I know the feelings. How am I supposed to operate if I'm just tossed around by fate? Like on an unexpected date with a stranger who might talk too fast or ask me questions about myself before I've decided that. He can ask me questions about myself, he might sit too close, or call the waiter by his first name, or eat Oreos, but eat the cookie before the cream. But what scares me the most is what if when he sees me, what if he doesn't like it, what if he runs the other way and I can't hide from it? What happens then if when myself away to only get it given back. I couldn't live with that. So I'm just fine inside my shell-shaped mind. This way I get the best view, so that when he sees me, I want him to. Don't you think you're being I'm not defensive. I'm simply being cautious. I can't risk reckless dating due to my miscalculating why. A certain suitor stands in line I've seen in movies, those made for television. You cannot be too careful when it comes to sharing your life. I could end up a miserable wife. Sorry, girls, but he could be criminal. Some sort of psychopath who escaped from an institution somewhere where they don't have girls. He could have masterminded some way to find me. He could be colorblind. How untrustworthy is that he could be less than kind, or even worse, he could be very nice, have lovely eyes, and make me laugh, come out of hiding. What do I do with that? Oh my, what if when he sees me, I like him and he knows it? What if he opens up a door and I can't close it? What happens then? When he holds me, my heart is set in motion. I'm not prepared for that. I'm scared of breaking open. But still I can't help from hoping to find someone to talk to who likes the way I am. Someone who, when he sees me, wants to again.
Who's on First is an American comedy classic. Written and performed by Abbott and Costello, it's been entertaining audiences for generations. In our piece, Abbott, the manager, tries to explain his team to Costello, but the names, and especially the nicknames, make it, well, just a little bit difficult.
All right, now, what do you want?
Now look, I'm the head of the sports department here, and I gotta know the baseball players' names. You know the guys' names?
Sure.
So you go ahead and tell me some of the names.
Well, I'll introduce you to the boys. You know, sometimes nowadays they give ball players peculiar names.
You mean funny names?
Nicknames, pet names like Dizzy Dean,
His brother Daffy.
Daffy Dean.
And the cousin,
Who's that?
Goofy.
Goofy, huh? Now let's see, we have in the bags, we have who's on first, what's on second, I don't know's on third.
That's what I want to find out.
I said, who's on first, what's on second, I don't know's on third.
You know the fellows' names?
Certainly.
Well then, who's on first?
Yes.
I mean the fellow's name.
Who?
The guy on first.
Who?
The first baseman.
Who?
The guy playing first.
Who is on first?
Now what are you asking me for?
I'm telling you, who is on first?
And I'm asking you, who's on first?
That's the man's name.
That's whose name?
Yes.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
Who?
The guy on first.
Who?
The first baseman.
Who is on first?
Look, you got a contract with the first baseman?
Absolutely.
Who signs the contract?
Well, naturally.
When you pay off the first baseman every month, who gets the money?
Every dollar. Why not? The man's entitled to it.
Who is?
Yes. Sometimes his wife comes down and collects it.
Whose wife?
Yes.
Look, all I'm trying to figure out is what's the name of the guy on first base?
Oh, no, wait a minute. Don't switch him around. What is on second base?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
I don't know.
He's on third. We're not talking about him.
Now, how did I get on third base?
You mentioned his name.
If I mentioned the third baseman's name, who did I say was playing third?
No. Who's playing first?
Never mind first. I want to know what's the third baseman's name.
No. What's on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
I don't know.
He's on third.
Would you please stay on third base and don't go off of it?
What was it you wanted?
Now look, who is on third base?
Now, why do you insist on putting who on third base?
Why? Who am I putting over there?
Yes, but we don't want him there.
What's the third baseman's name?
What belongs on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
I don't know.
Third base.
You got an outfield.
Oh, yes.
The left fielder's name.
Why?
I don't know. I just thought I'd ask you.
Well, I just thought I'd tell you.
All right, then. Who's playing left field?
Who is playing first?
Stay out of the infield. I want to know what's the left fielder's name.
What's on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
I don't know.
Third base.
The left fielder's name.
Why?
Because.
Oh, he's center field.
You got a pitcher on this team?
Now, wouldn't this be a fine team without a pitcher?
The pitcher's name.
Tomorrow.
And you don't want to tell me today?
I'm telling you now.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
Tomorrow.
What time?
What time what?
What time tomorrow do you plan on telling me who's pitching?
Now listen, who is not pitching? Who is playing
I'll break
first?
your arm if you say who's on first. I want to know what's the pitcher's name.
What's on second?
I don't know.
Third base.
You got a catcher.
Oh, yes.
The catcher's name.
Today.
Today. And tomorrow's pitcher.
Now you've got it.
Well, we've got us a couple of days on the team.
Well, I can't help that.
Well, you know, I'm a catcher too.
I know that.
Now, suppose that I'm catcher. Tomorrow's pitcher. And the heavy hitter gets up.
Yes.
So, tomorrow throws the ball. The batter bunts the ball. When he bunts the ball, me being the good catcher I am, I want to throw the guy out at first base. So I pick up the ball and I'll throw it to who?
Now that's the first thing you've said right.
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Well, that's all you have to do.
It's to throw the ball at first base.
Yes.
Who's got it?
Naturally.
If I throw the ball at first base, somebody's got to catch it. Now, who caught it?
Naturally.
Who's got it?
Naturally.
Who?
Naturally.
Naturally.
Yes.
So I pick up the ball and I'll throw it to naturally.
No, you don't.
I throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
I said I pick up the ball and I'll throw it to who?
Naturally.
That's what I'm saying.
You're not saying it that way.
I throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
Ask me.
You throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
That's it.
Same as you. I said I pick up the ball and I throw it to who?
Naturally.
Who has it?
Naturally.
He better have it. So I pick up the ball and I throw it to first base. Whoever it is grabs the ball, so the guy runs to second. Who throws it to what? What throws it to? I don't know. I don't know. Throws it back to tomorrow. Triple play.
Yes.
Another hitter gets up. It's a long fly ball because why? I don't know. Oh, he's on third. And I don't care.
What was that?
I said I don't care.
Oh, that's our shortstop.
Any fan of the 1980s no doubt remembers the movie Footloose. It was adapted for the stage in 1998. In the musical, Ren McCormick has moved from Chicago to a small Midwestern town and undergoes culture shock when he finds out that both dancing and rock and roll music are illegal. As he struggles to settle in, he recognizes that it's going to be an uphill climb to bring about any changes. In the meantime, he meets a new friend, Willard. Willard has no rhythm and can't dance, but wants to get the attention of that special girl, but can't get her attention because he won't dance in public. With some help from the fellas, Ren and Willard teach the town some new moves, and they teach Willard how to dance.
Got much to say, but he loves me, loves me, loves me. I know that he loves me anyway. And maybe he don't dress fine, but I I don't really mind. 'Cause every time he pulls me near, I just wanna cheer. Let's hear it for the boy. Let's give the boy a hand. Let's hear it for my baby. You know you gotta understand. Whoa, maybe he's no Romeo, but he's my loving one-man show. Oh, let's hear it for the boy. Our baby may not be rich, he's watching every dime. But he loves me, loves me, loves me. We always have a real good time. And maybe he sings off key, but that's alright by me. 'Cause what he does so well, makes me wanna yell. Let's hear it for the boy. Let's give the boy a hand. Let's hear it for my baby. You know you gotta understand. Oh, maybe he's no Romeo, but he's my loving one-man show. Oh, let's hear it for the boy. 'Cause every time he pulls me near, I just wanna cheer. Let's hear it for the boy. Let's give the boy a hand. Let's hear it for my baby. You know you gotta understand. Whoa, maybe he's no Romeo, but he's my loving one-man show. Oh, let's hear it for the boy. Let's hear it for the boy. Let's hear it for my baby. Let's hear it for my man. Let's hear it for the boy. Let's hear it for my man. Let's hear it for my baby. Let's hear it for my man. Oh, yeah. Let's hear it for the boy.
Anastasia is a hauntingly beautiful story about a missing princess. A spell is cast over the royal Romanov family. The palace is overrun, and Princess Anastasia disappears. After a number of years, the Grand Duchess offers a reward for the princess's return. Two scheming men wanting to fool the Grand Duchess hold auditions, and they choose an orphan girl who bears a striking resemblance to the missing princess. When she gets to the palace and holds something from her past in her hand, she realizes who she might be.
Dancing bears, painted wings, things I almost remember, and a song someone sings once upon a December. Someone holds me safe and warm, horses prance through a silver storm.
In the compelling story La La Land, Sebastian and Mia are thrown together doing something that both of them love. But as success comes and decisions loom over them, the fragile fabric of their love begins to tear. And the threat is that it will be ripped completely apart. In our piece, Mia, an aspiring actress, has the audition of a lifetime when the director encourages her simply to tell a story.
My aunt used to live in Paris. She used to tell us stories from when she was abroad. I remember she told us once that she jumped into the river barefoot. She smiled, leapt without looking, and tumbled into the Seine. The water was freezing. She spent a month sneezing, but said she would do it again. Here's to the ones who dream, foolish as they may seem. Here's to the hearts that ache. Here's to the mess we make. She captured a feeling, sky with no ceiling, the sun set inside a frame. She lived in her liquor and died with a flicker. I'll always remember the flame. Here's to the ones who dream, foolish as they may seem. Here's to the hearts that ache. Here's to the mess we make. She told me a bit of madness is key to give us new colors to see. Who knows where it will lead us, and that's why they need us. So bring on the rebels, the ripples from pebbles, the painters, the poets and plays. And here's to the fools who dream, crazy as they may seem. Here's to the hearts that break. Here's to the mess we make. I'd trace it all back to then. Her and the snow and the Seine, smiling through it. She said she'd do it again.
When famed director Julian Marsh falls on hard times, both financially and physically, he sets out on an ambitious project to write a new musical that will send him into retirement. 42nd Street is a story of the longing for success, the longing for love, and allows us to feel the heartbeat of the stage through those dancing feet.
and meet those dancing feet. On the avenue, I'm taking you to 42nd Street. Hear the beat of dancing feet. It's the song I love, the melody of 42nd Street. Little lifties from the 50s, innocent and sweet. Sassy ladies from the 80s who are indiscreet. They're side by side, they're glorified. Where the underworld can meet the elite. Where the underworld can meet the elite. 42nd Street.
Hairspray is a musical that is both hilarious and inspiring. It's 1960s Baltimore, and a dance-loving teen named Tracy Turnblad auditions for the Corny Collins show and wins. She's an overnight sensation. She becomes a trendsetter for fun, fashion, and dance. And she wonders if that's enough to overturn the current Collins queen, Amber. But Amber has a message for her, along with her friends, in song.
Hey, look out for that moving van driving down our streets. You better lock up your man before he meets the new girl in town who just came on the scene. The new girl in town can't be more than 16, and she's got a way of making a boy act like a clown. Whoa, 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 we don't know what to do about the new girl in town. The new girl in town seems to dance on air. The new girl in town, she's got the coolest hair. You better tell the homecoming queen to hold on to her crown. Whoa, 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 or she's gonna lose it to the new girl in town. She's hip, so cool. I gotta get it after school. And yeah, we like to be like her, 'cause she's the kitten that the cats prefer. The new girl in town, that's my guy on the street. The new girl in town, hey look, she's wearing his past you, girl. What hullabaloo, girl. She ain't just passing through, girl. She's sticking like glue, girl. To the man I thought I knew, girl. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, look out for that moving fit. Look out, look out, look out, look out. She was the new girl in town.
Into the Wild is the compelling story of Christopher McCandless and his expedition of self-discovery. Born to wealthy parents, he graduates from Emory University as both a top student and athlete. But instead of starting a prestigious career, he cashes in all of his savings and gives to charity, rids himself of all things material, and begins his expedition into the Alaskan wilderness. Towards the end of the true story expedition, Christopher journals about his life's choices.
Make a radical change in your life and begin to boldly do things which you may have previously never thought of doing or been too hesitant to attempt. So many people live within unhappy circumstances, yet won't take the initiative to change their situation because they are conditioned to a life of security, conformity, and conservation, all of which may appear to give one peace of mind. But in reality, nothing is more damaging to the adventurous spirit within a man than a secure future. The very basic core of a man's living spirit is his passion for adventure. The joy of life comes from our encounters with new experiences. Hence, there is no greater joy than to have an endlessly changing horizon for each day to bring a new and different sun. If you want to get more out of your life, you must lose your inclination for monotonous security and begin to adopt a life that may, at first, appear to you to be crazy. But once you become accustomed to such a life, you will begin to see its full meaning and its true beauty. Oh, how one wishes sometimes to escape from the meaningless dullness of human eloquence, from all those sublime phrases, to take refuge in nature, apparently so inarticulate, or in the wordlessness of long, grinding labor, of sound sleep, of true music, or of a human understanding rendered speechless by emotions. And so it turned out that only a similar life to the life of those around us, merging with it without a ripple, is genuine life. And that unshared happiness is not real happiness. And the most vexing of all was that happiness is only real when it's shared.
Bring It On is a high-energy musical that touches the hearts of those who watch and brings crowds to their feet. In the story of the Toro cheerleading squad of Rancho Carne High School in San Diego, they have spirit, they have spunk, they have sass, and they have a killer routine that surely will gain them their 6th national championship in a row. The senior head cheerleader is Campbell, and she dreams of that national championship and that one perfect moment.
I'm not freaking out, I'm really okay. I'm totally chill, or I will be someday. 'Cause I'm so near the top, but there's so many mountains to climb. There are plans to be planned, drills to be drilled, 'cause this dream that I've dreamed is becoming fulfilled. And I plan to enjoy it, but right now I don't have the time. Fade in on Campbell, an average teenager, almost grown. Close up on average, grades from the average life she's known. Now zoom in the lens on the rest of her friends as she stays alone, doing the work, getting it right. 'Cause I know we'll have to be practically perfect, so I'll go above and beyond and pull through this I can do. All that I'm asking is one perfect moment in time. I'm 17, there are so many things that I can't control. If I start to freak or feel weak, I focus on just one goal. Turn down the panic, attack this routine like it owns my soul. Turn up the music so loud that it swallows us whole, and then there we are, we burn like a star, we're safe inside the world we know. Then suddenly I'm in prep for the climb, and here I go, high in the air. There is a moment just before you start to fall. Live in that one moment. I know that if I can just stick the landing, then I'll know that somehow my life will be fine, and I'll go through the rest of my life understanding what it feels like to shine. The future's full of mysteries, so please let this be mine. My one perfect moment in time.
Oh, all right, here we go. Together, 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 everyone. Together, together, come on, let's have some fun. Together, we're there for each other every time. Together, together, come on, let's do this right.
Here and now, it's time for celebration. I finally figured it out,
Yeah, yeah,
that all our dreams have no limitations. That's what it's all about.
Come on now.
Everyone is special in their own way. We make each other strong.
We make each other strong.
We're not the same, we're different in a good way. Together's where we belong.
All in this together. Once we know that we're all stars, and we see that we're all in this together. And it shows when we stand hand in hand, make our dreams come true. Everybody now, together, 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 everyone, together, together. Come on, let's have some fun. Together, we're there for each other every time. Together, together, come on, let's do this right.
We're all here and speaking up with one voice. We're gonna rock the house.
Yeah, yeah.
The party's on. Now everybody make some noise. Come on, scream and shout.
We've arrived because we stuck together. Champions one and all.
All in this together. Once we know that we're all stars, and we see that we're all in this together. And it shows when we stand hand in hand, make our dreams come. We're all in this together. When we reach, we can fly. No inside, we can make it. We're all in this together. Once we see there's a chance that we have, and we take it. Jumpers, sing along. They really got it going on. Jumpers in the house. Everybody say it now. Jumpers everywhere. Wave your hands up in the air. That's the way we do it. Let's get to it. Try to show the world. A, O, A, O. All right, here we go. We're all in this together. Once we know that we're all stars, and we see that we're all in this together. And it shows when we stand hand in hand, make our dreams come. We're all in this together. When we reach, we can fly. No inside, we can make it. We're all in this together. Once we see there's a chance that we have, and we take it. Jumpers everywhere. Wave your hands up in the air. That's the way we do it. Let's get to it. Come on, everyone.
My baby, he don't talk sweet. He ain't got much to say. But he loves me, loves me, loves me. I know that he loves me anyway. And maybe he don't dress fine, but I don't really mind.
'Cause every time he pulls me near, I just wanna cheer. Let's hear it for the boy. Let's give the boy a hand. Let's hear it for my baby. You know you gotta understand. Whoa, maybe he's no Romeo, but he's my loving one-man show. Oh, let's hear it for the boy.
My baby may not be rich. He's watching every dime.
But he loves me, loves me, loves me. We always have a real good time. And maybe he sings off key, but that's alright by me. 'Cause what he does so well, makes me wanna yell. Let's hear it for the boy. Let's give the boy a hand.
'cause every time he pulls me near, I just wanna cheer.